Hi guys, today we're going to react to a live performance of We'll Burn the Sky by Scorpions. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Mice and Men. Thank you, Mice and Men, for yet another request.
Thanks, Mice and Men. As always, we appreciate the support.
I'm in love with the sunshine. I'm in love with the falling rain. Everything seems to call your name. Yesterday you were leaving life and all the pain. Everything wants you back again. Wants you back again. Wants you back again.
I remember this song. I haven't listened to it in at least 20 years. It actually baffles me as to why I haven't listened to Scorpions. I have no reason for that. I love this band. I love Klaus Meine. I love their music. It just takes me back when I was a child. I mean, this was recorded, I don't know, in the 70s, 77, 78, yeah.
This live performance is from 78. The album and song were released in 77.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I was 3 years old.
Last time we reacted to Scorpions, I mentioned that Klaus's accent and the way he delivers, it has some sort of magic in it. It's enchanting. I love listening to his voice. There's a signature in their songs. I think it's because they're connected to my childhood that I'm so fond of it. And it just brings me back to that time. It has an additional effect because I'm not seeing this with virgin eyes. I mean, I know this band. They were a part of my upbringing.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense, although I have listened to Scorpions a lot in the last few years and forever, ever since I can remember. They're one of my favorite bands. Coming from the sort of a rock community, I actually kind of copped a lot of shit for that because a lot of more hardcore rockers or whatever, metal and people like that, consider Scorpions to be soft because they recorded so many ballads, but they forget about also how hard they rocked when they did and what kind of band they were. I think Klaus Meine is in the top 5 all-time male rock voices. His voice is just something else. And even here, he starts off very clean, and as soon as it gets a little bit more sort of rocking, he puts a little bit of grit on it, and it literally just gave me goosebumps. Even though I've heard it before, and I know the song very well, it still happens every time. Just an amazing band. And I think that they are part of my musical DNA, if you know what I mean. Like, I started with bands like this when I was very, very young. I think I mentioned this in previous episodes. I could not go to sleep without playing Tokyo tapes. It wasn't just Scorpions. There was also Black Sabbath and other bands in there, even Whitesnake. This is my sort of earliest experiences with rock, and they've shaped everything. And I get this situation a lot where people ask me, they say, oh, I have heard this before. It was good for its time. To some extent, I agree. But I think that if I would have heard this today for the first time, it would have blown my mind. I think that I would love this maybe more if I heard this today for the first time. I just don't think that it aged badly or anything like that. I think it's a fantastic song. A lot of their songs are, as we've discussed before, some of their music videos may have aged badly. The song itself, just listening to it, it's still an amazing song, and I wish bands could write songs like this today. Most of them definitely don't. So yeah, I just love this band and I love this song.
Yeah, I know what you're saying about it not aging, because I have examples in my head of bands that I used to listen to. I still have a fondness to them, but I can tell that they've aged. That's how I know to compare, because I can't detach. I can't imagine listening to Scorpions for the first time, because this is not a first time. So the only measure I have to say that it hasn't aged at all, it even got better, is that I know for a fact that there are other bands that have aged, that are other songs that have aged. Regarding the subject matter, there are a few things that caught my eye. This is a love song, and he's talking about what I can only describe as example of when oxytocin flows through your veins when you're in love. So everything looks brighter. I'm in love with the sunshine. I'm in love with the falling rain. Everything has a positive connotation to it because this guy's in love, and then it all turns bad. I don't know if it's about a breakup. It feels like somebody in his life passed away, somebody he loved. Says, leaving life and all your pain, everything wants you back again, wants you back again, wants you back again. I found myself through you, and there was love in my life. So he's talking about he doesn't even want to remember what it was like before he met this person. He discovered who he really was only when this person was in his life. It feels like it's death. And then he says, but now my mind has started to roam. You're my life-giving fire, and you carry all my love. Through you, I was so inspired. So everything good that happened in his life happened because of that person, when that person entered his life. You're engraved deep in my heart. It's actually a sort of a eulogy, I think.
I actually know what this song is about. I know who wrote it and who it was written about because I've read about it through the years. This song was written by Monica Dannemann, who was Jimi Hendrix's last girlfriend. And she wrote this about Jimi Hendrix after he passed away.
Oh.
The story was that after however long has passed, she was dating Yuli John Roth, the guitarist from Scorpions, who brought this poem that she wrote to the band. And other guitarist, Rudolf Schenker, he's the one who actually wrote it and wrote some nice music for it, especially some of the guitar bits in here. So this is even more than a eulogy in a way, because it's also about how his death has affected her, what he meant in her life, and where she is now that he's gone. So it's pretty heavy, and it adds another sort of element to it, that it's actually performed by a man, you know, by Klaus.
Yeah.
And anyone hearing it, as you did, would think that this is, you know, coming from the male perspective, but it doesn't, and it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know,
doesn't
it
matter.
could be either or. Yeah. So yeah, just a beautiful, very, very touching song.
Yeah, losing someone who has had such an effect on your life, especially when it's so abrupt, as you mentioned, but Jimi Hendrix died abruptly when he was young. He was 27. It's like losing a limb. Part of you actually dies. You will never be the same again.
The story is actually even more tragic than that, because a few years later, Monica Dannemann actually killed herself. So it's sort of even sadder. It adds this other element. So I'm guessing that her state of mind in the song carried, if you know what I mean. I think she was depressed maybe for a long time. I'm just assuming, but
yeah, that's just sad. Yeah,
it adds another element when you listen to the song and when you read the lyrics, sort of knowing the story behind it. It's such an amazing song, and you know, in itself, it's a beautiful sort of homage.
It's rooted in tragedy after tragedy, but it produced a beautiful song.
My dreams recall us being one. I've searched for you to be free. The force of life you have always been. I feel blue since you've gone. Your join you to be free, join you to be free.
The first line that caught my eye in the second part that we listened to is your breath of life surrounded me. When can I join you to be free? Your breath of life surrounded me means she was in a very bad place, and his presence in her life protected her from the prison that she was in. And since he's gone, she's pining to join him to be free. And that's what I think will burn the sky means. And when she reunites with him, then they will soar and they'll fly so fast out of the place that imprisons her that it'll set fire to the sky. That's why it caught my eye. And it connects with what you said about how her life ended. She says, and there's a way to stay with you again. It's more than you ever had. And no death bring us apart. Our timeless love always grows because you are my other part. So she's not willing to let him go. She's not even grieving. She's still in denial. So that kind of hints to what state of mind she's in.
Yeah, well, there's a section there where she says, wait, can this be a dream? And she talks about the voice in her head, which is his voice, telling her not to cry. There's no need to be sad. There's a way to stay with you again, and no death brings us apart. So I think it's almost an encouraging part of the song where she thinks, okay, we'll be together again at some point. So she takes some consolation in that, where she will be able to, join him to be free, as she said earlier. Towards the end, it's slightly different, because she says about him being her other part, their love always grows. I know we've never been apart. Your love sets fire to my heart. We'll burn the sky when it's time for me to die. We'll burn the sky. So she's saying when it's time for me to die. She's not saying I'm going to bring it on earlier, but there is some feeling that she's waiting for that to happen. But
Yeah.
from my personal experience with people who have lost very close loved ones, especially partners, they do feel for a long, long time like they're not going to do it themselves, but they are waiting for it to happen,
They will welcome it
to
when it
hopefully
comes.
be together again. Yeah, yeah. It's I think it's part of the depression and of the healing process as well, in
Yeah.
some way, because eventually maybe that thought for some people dissipates, whereas for her it seems like it probably didn't. Maybe she's had other issues. I'm not sure if her actual end had something to do with the subject matter of this song.
Yeah,
It's very,
that's
very
yeah.
possible.
We don't know. Yeah, but what made me think about intent, not just passively waiting for the sweet release of death, is she actually says there is a way to stay with you again. So she found a solution. It's like she was proactively looking for a solution. It's not a realization. It's like, oh, so when I grow old and die, then I'll see you again. That's different than to say there's a way to stay with you again.
Yeah, but that line at the end when she says, "When it's time for me to die," so it's,
Yeah.
she's not saying, "I'll make it happen." But anyway, it's a song really that is about this sort of deep love between two people, and then that sort of heartbreaking physical separation. In this case, due to death of one of them. It's basically like a longing, but also an everlasting connection that is sort of beyond life as we know it, kind of thing. And again, when Klaus was singing, I kept getting goosebumps all the way through the song. And some of the guitar playing here, both by Yuli and by Rudolph, is just like, holy crap, amazing.
Yeah.
I love this song. One of my favorite Scorpion songs.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's also an important component in this whole tragedy is that Scorpions performed that song. Possibly other bands could have performed it and done a marvelous job, but because it's Scorpions, it cements it in that specific form of energy that we can feel right now.
Yep. Awesome performance. They definitely did a great job with this song, no question. So yeah, thanks, Mice and Men, again, with another awesome request, and yeah, just a timeless classic. We absolutely love this song.
Yeah, thanks, Mice and Men. We enjoyed reacting to the song. Keep them coming, please. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you'll get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time. At face value, it made me think for a split second that this is some sort of a toxic relationship where her lover held all the cards and he emotionally trapped her in the relationship. But then I started thinking that this, as you said, unrequited love, and she's actually saying, get out of my head. And there's another line that caught my attention, that she forgot who she was because of this relationship. She lost sense of self because she was so obsessed with this person. So she's actually trying to snap out of whatever trance she's in because of that person. Maybe it's not even directed at that person, it's directed at her own psyche.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate the support. We appreciate all the views, the engagement, and we'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.